Hi, my name's Kristen. For those of you who don't know me, my microculture is the hammer throw for track and field. Um, Obviously, there's the huge sport of track and field, and then you go even smaller into the throwers, and then even smaller into the hammer throw. I've been doing track since I was 6 years old, and I just got into throwing a lot like in high school, and I stopped running and everything. It's been a big part of my life, and it's a microculture because there's like we have a specific way of doing things. We're not like going out and running for miles. Um, one, be- One belief that we have is that it doesn't matter who you are really. So we have all different people. One of my friends is a cheerleader, another one is a football player. Like, we have a large variety. It doesn't matter who you are, like, anyone can really do it. Um, One characteristic of the group is definitely that, like, you have to want to do it. It takes a lot of time and work to really do well in it, and be able to throw far. So it's just, you have to be able to be dedicated and really like work on like doing your best. Another characteristic would probably just be people being athletic. We have had people where like maybe they're not like the best athlete, but you definitely have to have like some sense of like athleticism in you, or have done like other sports or something, because if you really want to do well, like you have to like work on that. A trait of the group, I guess, would be like size of the people, because a lot of people think that, oh, throwers are like big people, and you put all like the fat kids when they're young and like they can't run like into there, but really it's just like we're like a bigger build and more muscular and stuff like that. um, a behavior that's definitely different from the dominant culture is the whole like running aspect. So we do run as opposed to people think, and like do agility and drills like that, but like a pattern of communication that's also different is we are like communicating with each other differently, because like with runners you talk to the coach and you kind of, the coach tells you what to do and stuff, but with throwers like you can coach each other and see like if technique is wrong or something like that. It's really easy to help each other out, so it's more communication between each individual thrower rather than like the coach communicating down like to the athletes. Another behavior that's different is probably we're closer. For my group personally, we have people all over from New Jersey that come and practice on Sundays, and a couple other days, and we'll do other meets. So that's like something that's different, I feel like, because runners, like, you run and like you're hanging out and stuff, but at the same time with throwers, like throwing meets take like hours on end, and we're always hanging out and like joking around and stuff like that. So it's like a different type of like behavior, like being there for one another, being able to coach each other, things like that. The prevalence to the microculture in the United States is actually large. I met an Olympian from New York that went to Rio this summer, and so it's actually like important because it's a growing thing. There's a lot of trouble with funding in schools trying to get it to be legal in other states and stuff like that. The reasons it's not legal is because it's considered like a dangerous type of sport, but it's actually around the world too. It didn't get women could compete in it nationally or like in the world at all until mid 1900s, I believe. So that's like pretty interesting. Another interesting fact is that it originated from an Irish person, and the Irish person actually, back in like BC, they took a chariot wheel and spun it around and chucked it. So that's like how this entire thing originated, and that's how it began. And then it started going into one of like King Henry. He was really into it, and it was like a big sledgehammer. Obviously, it's not a sledgehammer today. But another interesting fact is you have to wear a glove. I actually have one here. So like I'm a right hand person, so you put it on your left hand, and this is like you buckle it, and then it protects your hand, because the hammer throw, if you guys don't know, it's a 4K, which is like 8-pound metal ball with a wire, and then it has a handle at the end. So you have the handle and you spin it around your head and you spin and you throw it. So there's also another interesting fact is the shoes. These are the shoes. They're specific throwing shoes. All different types of brands like Nike, Adidas, New Balance carry them. They're actually unique because it's completely smooth. Mine are kind of old, but they're completely smooth on the bottom, and they actually have a plate across the ball of your foot, so it makes you it's easier for you to spin like in the circle. Because if you're wearing, you can wear sneakers, but if you're wearing sneakers, it like creates more traction and you can actually end up injuring yourself, which is really bad. Obviously, relevant facts would probably be like, if you see it on TV, like in the Olympics, or you hear about different people who have thrown before, I don't know. So basically, this is throwing, like the hammer throw. It's a microculture I've been a part of. Another interesting fact is, like, there are clubs and like USATF meets that you can go to, even though it's not legal to compete in high school. In New Jersey, you can go to those meets, and you have the opportunity there to compete and get marks, and it gives you a step up when you go to colleges. So I went to college last year, and then I came back to RVCC. But when I went there, I was like, oh, I already know the hammer throw. So it gave me a step up when I was talking to the coach, because that's something that they didn't have to teach me and that I already knew and was able to perform well in. And it's like beneficial for the athlete to be able to say, oh, I know how to do the hammer throw, because they've already been doing it. So it's a really good opportunity for people going into college and stuff like that. And it obviously opens up a lot of doors, meeting different people, training with different people. Another interesting fact would be we're not actually like huge lifters. Well, we are huge lifters, but a lot of people think like you just bench as much as you can and things like that. But actually, we do a lot of drills too. That's like one big pattern in our microculture is drills, because you can lift all day you want, but if you don't have the technique to back it up, you're just going to be a strong person spinning around and like not doing well. So it was just something that like a lot of people, I guess I realized when I went to college, they didn't know what throwing was, and they're like, oh, like you guys lift so much, how much do you lift? And I'm like, I actually don't have a lot of upper body strength, but I do technique a lot, and I do lift obviously, but like it's all drills and technique, and then I don't know, then you get better at it. So basically this is hammer throw. It's very different from what a lot of people think. You don't have to be some big huge person to be able to be a thrower. Like I said, we've had everyone from like a cheerleader to a football player to like people who haven't really ever done sports before. It's definitely something you need to be dedicated to, and it's definitely nice because our communication is way more between the athletes, because we're able to all coach each other and communicate with one another.